Hi everyone, this is Tanya here with Memory Lane Keepsakes and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm visiting the Heartfelt Creations booth and they have a lot of beautiful stamps, and you guys know they are famous for their flowers and you can do some amazing beautiful work with them. So I have one of the ladies over here from Heartfelt Creations. She is going to show you guys a demonstration on how to do these wonderful flowers. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, today we're going to be working with the Blazing Poppy Petals stamp and then the coordinating die as well. So today we're actually creating with foam paper. This is kind of a new technique for us. So let me just show you that foam. We have it as a pack of 10 and it's $10, and you can get that on our website or at the shows. Do you have a store?
I do.
Okay.
I do have a store.
So maybe it's something you might carry too. I don't know.
Awesome. Thank you.
So what we want to do here is we want to use a permanent based ink because it is going to work best on the foam. So today I'm using the Stays On, and this is a black cherry. So I just want to be sure that I am completely coating it. It feels to me like this stamp has gotten a little bit of glitter on it. So that might be something, if you're working at home, you want to be sure that your stamp is nice and clean. I am working on a stamp mat. This is wonderful for this technique because it can be a little bit tricky to get the centers of each of your flowers with such a large stamp on the foam. So we want to be sure to give some good pressure. Just make sure. Hope for the best here. There we go. Ooh, that turned out great. Okay, so then just like any of our other stamps and dies, they do coordinate, and we'll go ahead and use the coordinating die. The blade is on the edge, so the blade faces down. I can line this up perfectly with my image, and once it's in place, I'll tape it down so it doesn't go anywhere and send it through any manual die cutting machine. Go ahead and send this right through. There we go. Now I'm pulling it back to me just because it's a little bit easier with a demo, but typically with this it only needs to be run through once unless you're noticing that it's not cutting out. So I am just going to pop this one out. I'll save these others for later. And then I already have a second one. With what we're doing today, I'm wanting both of these to be the same size, but at home, of course, you can use multiples and they can be different sizes if you'd like. We're actually working with some 3D stamp paint now to give this a little bit of color. This one today is going to be the Carmine Red, and then we're also going to be using this lovely Moss Green. So these have been great for the foam paper because they're going to give us some really vibrant color, and it's going to hold that nicely. Now you'll notice here they are very pigmented. So we want to spritz some water onto our sponge and then add a little bit so that way we're not completely drowning out the image.
Folks, I'm accumulating earrings like crazy in the lost and found here. So now we've got a really nice silver earring. It's kind of a filigree with sort of a plant stalk and leaves kind of a pattern on it. Real pretty, nicely done. Up at the front desk, I've got another one with the moon and the stars on it, and we have another kind of a big gold loop that looks like maybe it was part of an earring or some sort of jewelry. Anyway, if you're missing any of that, we'd like to reunite you with it at the heirloom booth up front. Thank you.
So you can see this is a little bit messy, so you might want a baby wipe close by. I'm going to go ahead now and work with this lovely leaf, and this is from the Delightful Daisy. It's already stamped and cut out. So again, I am going to add a little bit of green. This was the green moss, and again I'm going to want to spritz some water so that way it's not completely going to drown out my image. There's a little bit left over on here already, so I can just go ahead and put that all over here.
And I see a little shimmer in that as well. It's
Yeah,
really beautiful.
it does. It gives you color and shimmer. So then the next thing I want to do is with this particular kind of flower shaping, it's going to be easiest for us to apply some glue and glitter before we shape it. So today I'm using the sponge and adding a little bit of our Dries Clear glue. This one is the Art Glitter Dries Clear glue.
Awesome.
And by applying it with the sponge, I am able to just kind of randomly but still evenly apply this, and I am dunking it into the frosting powder, and you can see this is the packaging here. This is a great product. It's giving you some chunky glitter, some ultra fine glitter, and a little bit of kind of an embossing powder as well. So we'll do that on each of these. There we go. Dump that right in there. next one. Okay, so then to shape this today, we're going to be using a heat gun. We want to be sure that we're holding it in place. This is kind of, it reminds me a little bit of a shrinky dink because as you heat this, it's going to shrink up and kind of do its own shape. Now you can kind of manipulate it a little bit or turn it in a way to create what you want. But the nice thing is it's going to kind of do its own shaping and it's beautiful no matter what it turns out like. So this part is going to take just a little bit longer. I went ahead and I preheated my heat gun. This is a very, very quiet one. I know some of the ones that are a little bit louder are very, very fast to heat up. So this one it'll go pretty quickly here. You can see there how it's just shrinking a little bit. It's kind of curling up a little. And what I'm doing with this today is because I want a little bit more shape, I'm going to go in while it's still a little bit warm and I am going to just pinch a little bit. So that way I'm getting a little bit of shape as well.
What type of surface were you using to heat your flour on?
This is actually like a cutting board.
Okay.
But it's like a, ceramic, I think you'd call it. So we'll do the same thing on this next one. Because we want this to be a double layer flour. It makes it a little fuller. Yeah, I think as long as you're on a countertop that's not going to melt or anything, you'll be fine.
Awesome.
There we go. That one's curling up really nicely. The mum is a very, very fun one to do with this technique because all of the little petals just curl up every which direction. They're beautiful. So again, we'll just go in. And hopefully you can kind of see how all of the frosting powder has kind of frosted a little bit as well to give it a little bit of a shabby chic kind of a look. Okay, so we have one more layer to do and that's going to be the leaf. So again, just heat that right up. There we go. That one's already turning. You can see it's curling right up to life. There we go. And that one's going down, so it's really giving it its own character.
And just for all my YouTube viewers out there, you was mentioning about the heat embossing tool that you're using. And it's real silent, guys. I barely hear it. And this is the tool right here. If you guys are wondering what she's using, it's by Ranger. No, actually, it is by Ranger.
Yep.
Okay, and it's heated craft tool.
Yep,
It's amazing.
Is just right here.
Okay, awesome. This is the tool right here that she's using, guys. If you're interested and you want one that's really silent, it really is silent compared to mine that I have. I have the Martha Stewart one, and it is pretty loud, although I still love it.
Then you can see we've got a lot of different kinds of stamens available now. So the ones that we're using today, we kind of have a mixture here. We're using, it looks like a few of these from the bright pack and a few of these from the assorted pack. And you can do as many or as few as you like, but what we typically like to do is just kind of curl them together so they can pop through your flour a little nicer. Now if you were working with paper, you would want to paper pierce each of these individually, but since we're working with the foam, this will actually pop through very easily.
Wow.
Right through that paper. And then typically we like to add a little bit of glue to the back so that way each layer is going to hold together and continue to form your really full, beautiful flower. So then this next one here, as it pops through, we'll just offset that slightly. See how that's coming together already so beautifully? And then of course we need to add our leaf. So just a little more glue. And then I'll kind of pop through the center here.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
Really finishes it off nicely. And of course, if you add more layers, your flowers will continue to look different. As you look up here, we've got some carnations with the foam paper. We've got some petunias. Here are some of the mums. There's some poppies up there. There's a great variety of the different flowers we've used with the foam paper.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Guys, make sure you definitely check out Heartfelt Creations. They are awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Tanya with Memory Lane Keepsakes, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, give me a thumbs up, and also make sure you click that bell. Have a wonderful crafty day. Have fun crafting. Bye-bye.